So earlier today, I was watching a video by. Wait, let me check. I took note of this. By John Harris. And the video is all about boredom and like the science behind it. Although I don't have the same level of research that he has on his video, it got me thinking with how I handle boredom and how I experience it. Kasi I would assume na lahat naman tayo nakaka-experience. And especially today with how the landscape of like media is and how readily available everything is, it seems weird that people's boredom are at an all-time high, despite the fact na media is at an all-time high as well. There's so much media for us to consume and it's tailored for you as well. With all these social media companies farming your information, alam na nila kung ano yung gusto mo makita. It's an especially good case for short form type of media like TikTok, shorts, Facebook. I personally end up getting trapped in this Sisyphus type of scrolling where di mo na mapapansin it's been a couple of hours and you've just been scrolling. But what I wanted to tackle today is how I perceive boredom. For me, boredom is some sort of privilege. Actually, dun mismo sa video, he explained how in the olden times, people didn't really experience boredom in the same like gravity as we do now because of how society was made and how life was more simpler. Mas madaling mabuhay ng may purpose and knowing what you have to do if it's more straightforward dati. Dati kasi there's not much time to just not do anything, especially if you weren't really in the higher ups, if you were more of a commoner person. Like imagine nyo dati, di ba, blacksmith ka sa parang isang medieval town. Ganon ko siya na-imagine eh. Like imagine like a medieval town, you're like a blacksmith and that's your life, right? That's ayun yung purpose mo, ayun yung role mo sa community. Yun, you do it for the entire time that you are alive and then you die. That's your purpose and you don't feel bored kasi there's this sense of purpose na this is you, this is what you do and this is what you're gonna do. Compared to now where parang it's like it's so much harder to find a role. When I say it's a privilege, I say you have to have free time to be bored. And a lot of people don't have that free time to be bored because they're always preoccupied. And I'm one of those privileged people na at some point nagiging bored. If you think about it like outside looking in, like with all of the context that you can look at it with, napaka stupid ng boredom. The fact that, oh, I have so much free time that I don't know what to do. Sa video ni John Harris, he expanded upon like the definition of boredom, and dun sa mga papers na showcase niya dun sa video is that boredom is more so like a lack of purpose and not knowing what you're supposed to do. It's a very common issue where alam mo kung ano yung kailangan mong gawin and alam mo kung ano yung dapat ginagawa mo, but you don't feel compelled to do it. You don't have the driving force to do anything and you just sit there and then you scroll. But it's like a band-aid fix, right? With social media and how scrolling works. And even video games to a certain extent, it's more of a band-aid. It's like boredom as well, but it's more addicting. Because after none, you don't really feel satisfied. You just feel like you were in a zombified state of just watching and playing and then boom, poof, alas 6 na ng gabi and you don't know what happened. Sarili kong experience with boredom, sobrang nakarelate ako dun sa fact na parang it's more so the purpose that's giving you the driving force rather than the actual thing of you wanting to do something. Dati nung bago yung Steam Deck ko, I got really motivated to fix it up. Kasi pwede ka maglagay doon ng mga emulators and then fix up all of the systems for you, for yourself. Tapos para makalaro ka ng mga retro games. Medyo tedious yung process. At least para sa akin naging tedious yung process. And then once I got to the point na I finished all of the things that I had to do and it's all set up now and okay na lahat, and now I can play the games. While I was playing the games, I didn't really feel that much compelled to actually play the games. Mas na-enjoy ko pa yun the fact that I'm setting it up rather than actually playing the game. And I found myself in this state for a lot of the things that I want to do. Maraming mga times na parang mas na-enjoy ko yung process na inaayos ko yung gusto kong bagay kaysa yung paggamit ko ng mismong bagay. And I think a lot of people can relate to this. When you're buying something, mas na-enjoy mo yung the fact na binibili mo siya rather than actually getting the item. Mas gusto mo yung unboxing experience, mas gusto mo yung hinihintay mo yung gamit nung in-order mo sa Shopee. Pero nung dumating, di mo naman siya masyadong nagagamit. I think a lot of people will resonate with this, or at least I hope so, na hindi ako mag-isa sa ganitong pakiramdam. Nakatay kasi dun yung purpose mo eh. Like, yung purpose ko, the reason why I'm fixing up my Steam Deck is for the purpose of para makapaglaro ako. Pero nung wala na yung purpose mo, nawala na yung purpose sa ginagawa mo, now you just want to play games, I don't feel motivated anymore. I guess that's the reason why like ranked ladders and online competitive games are very successful and it's very addictive kasi there's this sense of purpose, right? Pag naglalaro ka, kasi meron akong goal, I need to get to this point and I need to get to this point. It's been so long since I've gotten hooked in a game, like talagang may kapit. For the longest time, I've been trying to like capture that magic I got when I got my first PSP. And it's been so long since na parang talagang sobrang nalunod ako sa isang laro na I just didn't want to do anything but play a game.
PlayStation Portable.
And it felt really good. Syempre, there's a good balance since I'm an adult now. One of these games na recently naramdaman ko yun is the Spiderman games. I played Miles Morales and like the original one, yung sa PS4, and I played it on my PC. It's been so long pero talagang may nararamdaman ko yung pakiramdam na I don't want to do anything and I just want to play this game the entire day. And it felt like I was a kid again. And it felt nice kasi there was this purpose. Para may driving force ako. And right now, I'm like trying to 100% the game. I don't know why I went on this tangent. Pero ayun. Na-cure ng Spiderman ang aking boredom. Because of that fulfillment, yung purpose ko of wanting to 100% the game. And I'm still not done, by the way. There's this program named Anytype. And it's like an open source version of Notion. And I got really into it. Hanggang ngayon, di ko pa rin masyado talagang nagigets yung systems nun. But it's basically a note-taking app. And you have objects and you can connect those objects. And then you can organize everything. Tas gusto ko siya, parang sobrang tagal kong inayos yun. Meron akong video ideas, song ideas, and then my schedule, and then my daily stuff. Like, gusto ko lang ng sobrang na-enjoy kong gumawa at ayusin yung system, making all of those lists and making it work properly. And then as soon as I got to the part where it actually works, I barely use it anymore. I've been using Notion. Mas madali Notion kasi I want to be able to control it on my phone. But yeah, that's another example of like getting obsessed with making the system rather than actually using it. I remember nung nakaraan, I was with my friend Anton, shout out Anton. Na-bring up ni Anton that he talks to himself sometimes. He felt weird dati na he did that, and then I told him, yeah, actually I do that too. Soon enough, I realized that a lot of people that I know do that as well, and apparently it's a good way of self-regulating your thoughts and like organizing your thoughts and self-regulating your emotions. I felt kind of nice about it kasi I thought I was weird for doing it, and then come to realize na it's actually good for you. You get to know yourself more and you get to self-reflect in a very honest way. Hindi ka pwede maging performative if you're talking to yourself. You're just telling your own thoughts to yourself. I guess there's no pressure to try and look as good as possible. But at the same time, there's this trap that you can fall into where you exist in an echo chamber and you just reinforce wrong things about like thoughts and ideals that you have. But anyway, that's a topic for another video. Where I was going with this is that sometimes when I'm bored, I talk to myself and I regulate my emotions and I organize my thoughts and I try to look at things in a more objective way. And at the same time, this is also the time where I get to like swim in my own thoughts, and this is where I get most of my ideas whenever I'm bored. A lot of things that have been helping me with curing my boredom is the gym, and then I also commute a lot, which leaves me with my own thoughts sometimes. I try my best not to doom scroll kapag nasa jeep ako. I guess the most common media that I consume whenever I'm commuting is just music. For a big chunk of my life, I've realized I haven't really been listening to music. It's usually a secondary thing, a background sort of noise when I'm doing something else. So habang naglalaro ako, I'll be listening to music. But my majority of my attention is on the game. Majority of my attention is talking to someone else sa Discord. And then the music is just something secondary that you hear in the background. In a way, it's like auditory Subway Surfers in my brain. Boredom can mean a lack of purpose and just be feeling lost, but at the same time, for me, I sort of like weaponize it for myself, or like weaponize is such a like an aggressive word, but I sort of utilize the fact that I'm bored and I get to swim in my own thoughts, where that's where I get my ideas as a creative as well, and that's where I get to organize all of my thoughts. Actually, I haven't finished the video. I watched it earlier while I was eating, but yeah, with boredom, I just think that you shouldn't be scared of it. You should be aware of it.
Kung ako hahamunin, di ako magpapapilit. Panahon pa naman ay sobrang init. Kung ako sa'yo titigil na sa hirit, at baka kurutin kita sa singit. Hindi mo yata paalam, parang benten mga aliens sa kalam. Kahit gawa ng paraan, pag nitricks ko to, di ko to papahiram. Kapag nagmerienda na ako, di